15 things you should not spend your money on. Hello MD millionaires, welcome back. In this video, we are going to cover some of the main things that could make you realize where you should cut your spendings in order to use them wisely for other stuff. We want to shine a light on possible mistakes you're making in your daily life that are keeping you from moving forward, especially in the financial sense. We always feel like the majority of people do not have a clear understanding of where their money is actually going. Even if you are not in a situation where you have to be super frugal, being smart with your money is still a good idea, and eliminating these things from your regular purchases can help you achieve a financial goals you have even sooner. Here are some things you should stop buying to save money and have other benefits too. Welcome to Millionaire Discipline, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. And while you're watching this video, why don't you try to ask yourself, how many of these do you already get right all the time? Number 1. Your disorganization. Being disorganized has cost your money at some point. Losing chargers and cables, misplacing expensive jewelry, forgetting where you left your keys, and having to pay a locksmith to get into your house or car. If the mess itself hasn't motivated you to declutter and get organized, think back on all the times you lost or misplaced something and ended up spending money in some way because of it. Then think of how many of those times you ended up finding the missing item later and realizing you spent that money for nothing. Yeah, I thought that might get your attention. Number 2. Late payment fees. A late payment fee occurs when you pay a bill late and the company charges a fee for your delaying payment. These fees can range from a few dollars to more than $50 for each time you are late. And if you continue to be late, the fees can increase too. If you set your budget up and plan ahead for your bills and payments, late payment fees won't be an issue. All it takes is a little effort and planning. If you do find yourself in a situation where you know your payment is going to be late, call the company and request an extension. They may accept a partial payment and waive late payment fees, saving you a whole bunch of money. Plus, they will appreciate the call, knowing you are fully intending to pay your bill. Number 3. Credit card interest. Here is the truth. If you can't afford to pay your credit card off each month to avoid interest, then you can't afford your credit card. Credit card interest is insanely high and it costs you a ton of money. Credit cards are the last thing poor people should be touching. It's like digging yourself deeper and deeper into a hole you'll never be able to escape from. The moment you go in debt, you are no longer working for yourself, you are working for the bank. Your life is no longer yours until that debt is repaired. Poor people max out credit cards like it's a monthly hobby, and usually on non-essential things. It's easy to get caught up in this financial whirlwind that you'll never be able to escape from. Number 4. Impulse purchases. No, you don't need 6 phone cases, the smelly candles, kitchen appliances you will only use once, or the plaques with inspirational quotes that you're not quite sure what they mean, but it was 70% off, so you got it anyway. Stop buying clutter. While they might make you feel better when you purchase them, woohoo, 70% saved. You're still hanging over your money for something that is going to sit on a shelf and do nothing for you. The same goes for games and in-app purchases. The average amount people spend for digital items in Fortnite alone is $84. Candy Crush was making $3 million per day from people buying extra lives or whatever they used to purchase in the game. The biggest value wasted on this trivial form of entertainment is not only the amount of money people spend, but also the vast amounts of time that's wasted. We know that you are well aware of what are the essentials in your life, the things you actually need. Everything else is just marketed to you. They are brainwashing you into thinking you need the product despite you only wanting it. The moment you learn the difference between need and want, you begin to take control of your life. Number 5. Unnecessary groceries. Grocery shopping while you are hungry or grocery shopping without meal planning and a list is more often than not going to result in unnecessary groceries. While you may think you are going to use the items, between 30 and 40% of all food is wasted in America each year. That is huge. Avoid wasting money by meal planning and creating a grocery list based on your plan. Shop once a week and always avoid shopping when hungry. The same goes for bulk groceries. We waste about 1.4 billion tons of food per year. We toss out ugly-looking food, we serve too big portions and let things go off in our fridges. When we buy those unbelievable food specials, we are buying more than we can use. We use a little and the rest gets thrown away. Buy 2, get the third free. 3 for the price of 2. Let's think about an example. It sounds like a great deal and you end up with 3 breads. You can only consume 1 bread before the rest dry out and you have to throw them. You would have been better off buying just 1 bread, eating it, and then buying more when you needed more. You probably have no idea how much food you are throwing away. The average person throws away 40% of the vegetables they purchase, 17% of their dairy products, and 14% of the meat. Number 6. Fancy gadgets, latest tech, and extended warranty. It's weird to look at people who you know they are not doing well financially and see that they spend ridiculous amounts on buying the latest tech every damn year. You cannot afford the new iPhone. You may have the money to pay for it, but you can't afford it. There is a difference. In the same fashion, you don't need a large flat-screen TV when your household obviously needs maintenance. If you do decide to buy an electrical product, don't pay for the extended warranty. When you purchase, for example, your television, you are offered to extend the warranty by a few extra years. The TV itself costs $1,000. The existing warranty is 5 years, and it is going to be an extra $250 for 3 years warranty. You can be tempted, but you have to think about the life cycle of the television. It is very probable that after 5 years, at the rate technology changes, the newer televisions coming out will be far less energy draining and won't consume so much electricity. Besides, a lot of those warranties don't cover the usual ways a television breaks, like a toddler pushing it over or a storm frying it. So, what are you actually getting for your extra $250? Number 7. Lottery tickets and gambling. When people say you gotta spend money to make money, they were not talking about lottery tickets. Poor people spend exponentially more on scratch tickets, slots, and casinos than everybody else. They all dream of winning big. There are a whole heap of reasons why you shouldn't buy lottery tickets, but the most obvious one is that your odds of winning are so small, you're more likely to be struck by lightning. Twice. Essentially, lottery tickets are simply giving your money away. Instead, put that money aside and use it to treat yourself, or put it into your investments instead. Number 8. Bank fees. Your bank is costing you money. You pay a commission when you put the money in, you pay commission when you ask them to give your money back. Interest rates these days are a joke, and depending on where you live, they are not even keeping up with inflation. Putting money in the bank in a volatile economy is costing you money on both the short and the long term. Society is shifting so quickly that old lessons about saving money no longer apply. Bank fees can eat into your budget without you even realizing. Paying for ATM fees is also like feeding your money into a paper shredder. To avoid them, Make a habit of carrying cash or take your personal business account to a bank that doesn't charge fees. There are options for banks that have no fees, and switching banks isn't as difficult as it used to be. If you find yourself looking at banks that have no fees, be sure to check all the fine print so you aren't missing any hidden fees. There are also private banking systems, and we personally use some, such as PayPal and Revolut. Number 9. Skimping on health and hygiene habits. Here's the deal with health. It's an ever-increasing dragon that you have living with you. The more you ignore it, the bigger it gets and the more damage it will do to your life. You don't want to go to the dentist to fix a cavity you'll have to pay for an implant in 2 years. You don't want to pay for a checkup. You'll have to be hospitalized if you want to survive. For some reason, the less fortunate think that if they just ignore the issue, it will go away. And it is not working that well for anyone. The same goes for not washing your hands, alcohol and junk food habits. And just not taking proper care of yourself in general will all come back to bite you, no matter how invincible you think you are. Number 10. Tobacco and smoking. The average cost of a pack of cigarettes is $6.28, which means a pack-a-day habit sets you back $188 per month or $2,292 per year. 10 years of smoking comes with a $22,920 price tag. Depending on where you live, the costs of smoking only go up. 1 in 7 people is a smoker, which means that there are roughly 1.1 billion people smoking in the world. Number 11. Coffee, smoothies, and alcoholic beverages. Could you really save thousands by skipping your morning coffee? Maybe not, but you'll definitely have more cash in your pocket if you curb that $5 a day latte habit. We are not saying you can't ever buy a coffee while you're out, but you could forego your daily double shot from the cafe on your way to work in exchange for a home-brewed caffeine hit. Get yourself a decent coffee maker and make the coffee yourself to save big bucks over time. The same goes for smoothies, which can be easily and much less expensive made at home. In regards to alcohol, it feels good popping bottles in the club, people looking at you when the champagne is brought to your table, but you know what doesn't feel good? Going back to that low wage 9 to 5 for another full month, just so you can feel like that again for a couple of hours. You're not a boss if you throw money in the club. You are the product. Somebody, the real boss, is monetizing your efforts to look like you're living the life in the eyes of people who are just as broke as you. There is an old saying among the rich that goes like this: I never see you at the club, and I never see you at the bank. Consider making your drinks at home from time to time. Besides, by preparing them yourself, you will be able to learn more about elegant and classic beverages, and maybe start investing in them. Number 12. Being penny-wise, pound-foolish. You found this great deal, a pair of non-leather shoes at the bargain price of $30, which is less than half of the price that the comfortable leather shoes cost, at $75. You buy the cheap ones in order to save money, but they break quickly, so you have to throw them away and buy a different pair every 3 months. Just at the end of the first year, you would have spent a total of $120 for wearing those uncomfortable sneakers that kept making you blisters over and over, while if you would have brought the more expensive pair from the beginning, you would have been comfortable all the time and they would still be in good conditions for at least 1 more year. The same thing happens with many items such as bras, mattresses, dish soap, toilet paper, knives, disposable razors and clothes. Number 13. The home you cannot afford. The term to describe this is house poor. Buying or renting too much house is what brings many people down. If you want to know if you can manage to pay for the property, remember this. Your entire monthly renting or mortgage payment should not exceed 40% of your income. Being impatient for your perfect property can cost you a lot of money. Buy or rent what you can afford now and save yourself the heartache of having to give up on everything else just because you are paying for a property that is not in your budget. Number 14. Things you don't understand. We can rush to get on board with a temporary fad with things we don't comprehend, and it winds up costing us. Pyramid schemes such as MLMs, multi-level marketing, come in a wide range of masks, and you should be careful. For instance, there are a few apps you can purchase that guarantee to help you invest in the stock market and make you wealthy beyond your wildest dreams. They are called high-yield investment programs. Avoid them. Individuals are continually looking for ways to make a quick buck, and there is so much noise online promising a great return on a small investment. To the untrained eye, it would seem like the opportunity of a lifetime, but sadly, they don't usually pan out the way you hope. In this case, your money is safer under your mattress. Number 15. Driving everywhere. We are so quick to hop in our cars to drive everywhere, even just to shop down the road. It's a habit, and like any other habit, it needs to be unlearned. You should not be wasting money on unnecessary fuel and wear and tear of your car. Every mile you put on your car, you're a mile closer to needing your next service, a mile closer to needing new tires, a mile closer to changing brake pads. Explore other money-saving options like public transportation or bike commuting. You should also avoid traffic tickets. So, MD millionaires, how many of these do you do right, and how many should you start doing right? Comment down below, we are curious to know you better. If you made it till here, we have a bonus tip for you. Number 16. Buying gifts in advance. Christmas gifts, St. Valentine's Day gifts, birthday gifts. You shouldn't buy them last minute. You rush out to buy when everyone is shopping, so you end up getting the most expensive gift just because you couldn't find the gift you wanted to buy at the usual price. What we suggest you do is to follow the sales during the year. Once you find a really good, qualitative gift on sale, you might want to buy it and save it until the special occasion comes along. In that way, the gift is going to cost you a fair price, and you won't need to rush to the shops looking for a last-minute gift. A trick we do is that every time we find something really qualitative, at a lower price than usual, we buy a few of those items and keep them for unexpected occasions. Some examples include a pair of cashmere socks or a cashmere sweater, linen shirts, silk scarves, some nice leather goods, maybe a beautiful wine decanter for wine connoisseurs, or maybe some delicious olive oil that you found on a trip to Italy or any other country you visited. Thank you for spending some time with us, MD Millionaires. Make sure you like and subscribe so you'll never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us or ask a question on our social medias, or leave us a comment below this video. We are happy to help. Thank you for being an MD Millionaire, and we will see you back tomorrow.